Alrighty, here we go. Jaden Yuki taking on Battle City. And in this one, Jaden is going up against Seeker. It was supposed to be Loomis and Umbra. However, Loomis and Umbra played in the first match of today, so I didn't want to have them play twice. And now we can get Seeker's match out the way. Usually I try to ignore the timestamps, but I did see that this one was 49 minutes long. So we are in for a long match. And if it's a long one, I mean, would you assume that there's an Exodia in there somewhere? Maybe. But we'll see. Now, given the nature of Seeker's matches, they are slow. Seeker likes to camp. He just sits there, and Jaden has drawn an absolute shocker. That is an absolutely shocker. Although a hero emerges, could actually special summon Elemental Hero Blade Edge. However, Seeker is not going to attack. He doesn't need to. So given that this duel is probably going to be very easy to follow, there's probably not going to be a lot of action happening. Do you remember back in the days when you used to buy a game and you used to get the instruction manual? The physical paper booklet instruction manual. Well, I've got the instruction manual for Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories in front of me. And there is a prologue story in here. And I need something to talk about and something to occupy the vocal track of this because, look, everything is face down. Yellow luster shields on the field. Seeker's got strong... Ooh. Now, what do you go for here if you're Jaden? If you go for that polymerization, you'll have to fuse all three of your monsters together. Now, remember, Seeker does have... He's got stuff like Dark Core, Wall of Illusion. He's got stuff in his deck which can really screw you over if you go all in too quickly. However, what does Jaden go for here? It's just having a look through some of these summons. Now, Prisma can take the name of any elemental hero as well. And Jaden, he has to make good decisions here because Seeker obviously does have Exodia. There's 15 in his deck. 15 extra. Elemental... he just moved it. Elemental Hero Rampant Blaster. I remember seeing that. It's not a bad one. It's Claymon and Burstinatrix. Elemental Hero Phoenix Enforcer. Elemental Hero Mudball Man. Oh, that's an interesting effect. Bubble Man and Avian. And that can attack directly. Huh. Interesting. Now, Prisma is... Okay, so Jaden's gone with Prisma. If he holds on to Prisma and gets either Avian or Bubble Man, he can fuse that... There's... Oh, Wall of Illusion. Damn. Okay. It's probably a good thing Jaden didn't activate that polymerization and make that 3 elemental hero fusion monster. Otherwise, it would have gone back to his extra deck and Jaden would have lost all his field. If Jaden draws either Avian or Bubble Man, he can get that elemental hero that can attack directly. And then Seeker might be in a bit of trouble. However, as Jaden, you don't want to wait too many turns. It's actually quite a tough game to decide how you want to play. Anyway, while whoever was playing as Jaden takes their time, I'm going to read the prologue of Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. Okay. The words on the left were translated from the hieroglyphics carved on a stone slab discovered by a British archaeologist in the early 20th century during his visit to Egypt. Recent carbon dating analysis revealed that the slab was created sometime in 1400 BC, a period of noted for the reign of the 18th dynasty of the New Egyptian Empire. Another celebrated discovery from this period is a mural depicting the battle between the youthful pharaoh, who controls the legendary Black Magician, and the high priest known as the Master of the Mystic White Beast. The slab's hieroglyphics are believed to refer to a point as far back as 3000 BC, in the very early years of the New Empire, most likely the period noted for the reign of the Second Dynasty. Or dynasty, depending where you live in the world. Dynasty. In short, although our company Industrial Illusion has redesigned the cards to match our modern age, Duel Monsters boasts a past that can be traced through mankind's history. It gives me great pleasure to announce that through the efforts of world-renowned game publisher Konami, our company's pride and joy, Duel Monsters, has now become available as a video game that can be enjoyed by players all around the world. This project called for a strong and trusting relationship between Konami and Industrial Illusion. It is a partnership achieved through the labors of two men, Mr. Johan Haishin and Mr. Simon S. Moran. I would like to take this opportunity to thank these two gentlemen who have worked long and hard to make this game a reality. I sincerely hope that you, the players, will not only be fascinated by this product, the result of our research into ancient history, but will also find this newly evolved version of Duel Monsters to be an enjoyable gaming experience. Signed, Pegasus J. Crawford, Honorary Chairman, Industrial Illusion Incorporated. Note, this dedication letter was received prior to Mr. Crawford's disappearance. And then there's a few little cards in, and it tells you like the characters. It's got the hero, then Taina, Jono, Simon Moran, Seto, and Haishin. What's been happening in the match? Okay, elemental hero Blade Edge is... Oh, that does piercing damage. I missed that earlier. Huh. Well, Seeker might be in a bit of trouble, because Blade Edge will be able to destroy most of Seeker's monsters, and it'll do life point damage. Might not do a lot of life point damage. Either way, Jaden might be in a little bit of a... I'm sorry, I've missed that fusion elemental hero being... Oh, if it was banished, was that done by Dark Core? I don't know, I was reading the prologue of Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. And there's another one here as well, prologue. In the worlds of legends past, from the fusion of light and darkness are born the powers of chaos. To summon these powers into the world of reality, special markers were created. Over the span of billions of years, these markers came to be known as Duel Monster cards. Should a chosen duelist's will be exercised through the cards, the seal knowledge of a millennium will be released and revealed. The knowledge of the cards to become one with the knowledge of the duelist. Bro, that does not make any sense at all. Bro, that makes like zero sense. It's still cool, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, in that other prologue bit, battle between the youthful pharaoh who controls the legendary black magician. That is false. That is referring to the Magician of Black Chaos, which is on the front of the game cover. The Magician of Black Chaos cannot be obtained in the game. It doesn't have a drop rate of any of the duelists. To get it in the game, you have to get a pocket station, which was only released in Japan, and you have to put it in the game manually, using the pocket station. I don't own a pocket station. You could only get them in Japan. You could probably order them. You can probably buy them on eBay today. But I don't own a pocket station. I wish I did, because Final Fantasy VIII's Chocobo World needed the pocket station as well. Why didn't they release it in... then again, it depends how many games needed it as well, but only in Japan. Alright, well that's the instruction manual out of Forbidden Memories. I do have the instruction manual for Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duelist of the Roses as well, as Seeker's life points are beginning to come down a little bit. Although, I wonder how many Exodia pieces he's got in his hand so far. Unfortunately, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelists of the Roses, there is no like little prologue written in the manual. However, there is duel advice from Simon McMullan? Simon McMullan? That's not his name in the game. It's Simon McMoran, isn't it? It's Simon Moran in Forbidden Memories. Simon McMullan. No, I thought it was Simon McMoran. I reckon that might be a typo. Right, here is advice on dueling from Simon McMullan. If you're having some difficulty, don't worry. Here's some advice from the real master, Simon McMullan. Oh, it's written as McMullan twice. I'm sure it was McMoran. I would have to load the game up and... Oh, nah, this is... I know it's McMoran because I've played this game so many times. Nah, this is going to be one of those... This is going to be one of those Mandela effects. It wasn't Simon... It's Simon Moran in Duelist... in Forbidden Memories, isn't it? Yeah, Simon Moran. Simon McMullan. That doesn't... No, it's Simon McMoran in... I know it is. This is a man... It's not going to be one of these Mandela effects. The biggest Mandela effect that gets me is Tinkerbell hitting the Disney castle and it like sparkling stuff like goes all over Disney Castle. Apparently there is no footage of that. And I've tried looking for it online and I can't find it either. And I know I've seen it. I swear by may God himself strike me down with lightning. I know that I have seen that intro where Tinkerbell hits the top of the Disney castle. Okay, Simon's dueling tips. Maybe this will be relevant in Yu-Gi-Oh! Today. Terrain, your greatest enemy and your greatest friend. With the terrain against you, you will never find monsters strong enough to defeat your opponent. Avoid attacking terrain in your opponent's hand and instead attract these cards to your hand, making the power of your monsters stronger. Also, once your opponent's main strength is taken from his leader, the monsters on your side, rendered agile by the terrain, can quickly surround his leader and attack him directly. So, for those that don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelists of the Roses had a very unique format. You played on I think it was 10x10 game board. It's like a chess game in some ways, but you summon monsters to the game board and you move them around. Like, it's a little bit like Dungeon Dice monsters, but you don't throw dice. And you can move the monsters freely, one pace at a time or two, depending if you got a terrain advantage or an effect. Very unique Yu-Gi-Oh! Concept, and I reckon it should be revamped. Okay, cards played are revealed in the graveyard. Your opponent's strengthening and fusion moves can be used to deduce the contents of their face-down cards. Since all power-up cards and fusion cards used to make combos are sent to the graveyard, a glance at the graveyard will allow you to judge with a fair degree of accuracy your opponent's actions during their previous turn. This is also true for custom duels. This technique can even be used to set a trap for your unsuspecting opponent. That is very true. In Forbidden Memories, and well, you can't see the graveyard in Forbidden Memories, but in Duelist of the Roses you can. If your opponent fuses monster together, you don't use polymerization and you just press up on the two monsters and just meld them together. Yes, you can know what your opponent has on the field. Spellbinding, a powerful weapon. Spellbinding your opponent's monsters is only a temporary measure. After a certain number of turns have elapsed, they will return to hamper your progress. Yet a spellbind is not useless on the battlefield. You can parry your opponent's attacks and make stronger counterattacks if this weapon is used effectively. Monsters that are spellbound are still alive and are therefore count towards your opponent's monster limit. What is more, they cannot be replaced, so each spellbound monster means one less monster they can use against you. Use this weapon wisely, and it will be more effective than any direct attack. That is technically wrong because you can eternally spellbind on that game as well. So when monsters are spellbound, they are stuck on the set of the piece of the game board that they're on and they can't move and attack or do anything. For testing your deck, use a custom duel. Custom duels are not just two-player battles. If you select custom duel with no memory card, 8 megabytes of PlayStation 2, in memory card slot 2, a duel will take place against your own deck. Thus, you can test the power of your own deck in battle and may find some fusions options or attacking techniques that you didn't realize were possible with your current deck. And there's one more page of Simon dueling. Terrain, your greatest enemy. They have literally copied and pasted the page twice. It is literally the same page. Huh. While I missed the in-game instruction manuals, I never really read them that much. Alright, what's happening in the duel? Is this still the first match? It is. Oh, turn 33. 16 cards left in Seekers. Oh, Jaden's got that direct attack fusion. And, okay, Dark Door's on the field. Okay, just by looking at the field, I can pretty much guess how this match has gone. Jaden has been directly attacking with that fusion, which stops Sangan or Witch of the Black Forest from getting destroyed. Well, then again, Seeker can attack with it if he had them, but 5 cards in hand, 15 cards left in the deck. Jaden should consider himself lucky for this one. Because usually with that sort of stat line, Seeker would have called Exodia by now. But it's tough watching Seeker when you can't see his hand, because like you just can't know. Oh, then again, he's just played a Monster Reborn, so he's not close to Exodia. Just check the time code. This is going to be a long match. Block attack is activated from Seeker. Did everybody enjoy the prologues of Duelist of the Roses, even though there wasn't one? Oh, then again, there's one written on the back of the game cover. Okay. A new Yu-Gi-Oh! For a new generation. Over 850 cards. 850. Well, there's 10,027 in this game. In Master Duel, there's probably even more. Over 850 cards. There's 722 in Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, for those who are wondering. Over 850 cards. Create 3 unique fighting decks for any dueling situation. Yes, you can have up to 3 decks on Duelist of the Roses as well. A new Yu-Gi-Oh! For a new generation. Amidst... Oh. Jaden won. He got the direct attack or an attack with Blade Edge, either one. So Jaden does have attacking options against Seeker. If he can pull that 1400 direct attacker, that can attack directly only if Jaden's got magic or traps face down. I did see. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot is won by Seeker. Okay, and... oh, that's an interesting one as well. Elemental Hero Lady Heat. Does life point damage for every elemental hero on the field. Jaden's also got Fusion Gate. Okay, a new Yu-Gi-Oh! For a new generation. Amidst the dark intrigue of medieval Europe, the descendants of Yugi and Seto clash again. Choose your side in the Wars of the Roses to fight and collect all of the magical and powerful Rose cards. The ultimate tactical card battling game is here. Advanced Deck Leader System. The Deck Leader System was actually really cool. It was kind of like the Deck Leader thing they had with the Big 5 series, except they didn't play on a traditional field. Because then you could move your Deck Leader onto the field whenever you chose to, which was actually a pretty cool concept as well. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses, you couldn't move the Deck Leader onto the field to be like an actual attacking monster. You could have multiple copies of it in the deck. The Deck Leader just moved around like a king on a chessboard and would eventually get attacked if you got close enough. I will say though, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelists of the Roses, how good it was, the AI in that game is absolutely shocking. It is one of the worst AIs I have ever seen. Where like they will literally not move out of the way of your direct attack if they think that they can move their monster a little bit closer to your Deck Leader. Not the greatest AI, but it is a fun game. I will always enjoy a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses. I was doing some playthroughs with specific types. It's just that the game, to do it like a full red and white rose run. It takes like 3.5 hours, so it's lengthy, but it is a lot of fun. Okay. Shard of Greed is activated. Seeker with 6 cards in hand. Cup of Ace and hits it. Draws 2 more cards. 7 cards in hand, which is always quite a nervous sight when you're playing against Seeker. Elemental Hero Blade Edge. Very, very nice draw for Jaden. He will be able to directly attack. You know what else I bought a couple of days ago? Actually, I went to the dentist today as well. My back tooth on my left-hand side, my bottom jaw, the old filling, the old crown broke away, and the dentist pulled the old one out and then actually showed me, like, with his little image pen that he pulled up on his computer. My back tooth on my left hand bottom jaw was absolutely shattered, man. Like, it was an absolute mess. And the dentist was like, I can't guarantee you that I can fix this, bro. Like, and I'm like, I understand. Like, just like we'll see how we go with it. And sure enough, he managed to rebuild it with like fillings and stuff, and actually did a really good job in the end. I was actually quite impressed that he managed to fix it, because I was looking on the images as well, and dude, that tooth was a mess, bro. Like, if you're wondering about my teeth, I'm missing 2, and that back one was fixed today, but I've got another one on my right side, which is, there's not much left of it as well. It's teeth in my family, good tooth health doesn't run in my family. I think I might have talked about that in the last video actually as well. Also, I won't lie, I consume a lot of sugar. I drink a lot of Coke, I eat a lot of crap, like, and I could probably brush my teeth a bit better every now and then. But it's, I've already come to accept the fact that my teeth aren't going to make the journey. Like, it's just with how the tooth health runs in my family and my large consumption of sugar, which, I mean, I chose, this is the life I chose. I like sugar. I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke, I just consume sugar. And speaking of sugar, I need a drink. Oh yeah. Nothing better than Coca-Cola Classic. Try to give me that no sugar Coke. That stuff tastes like crap, bro. Like, literal crap. That Coke Zero Sugar is horrendous. Classic Coke all the way. But no, something about Coke no sugar just doesn't taste right. Sprite no sugar tastes exactly the same as regular Sprite. Same with Pepsi Max isn't too bad as well. Pepsi Max, out of all of the no sugar drinks, Pepsi Max is the only one that actually tastes like a cola. I don't know how to describe Coke Zero Sugar's taste. It tastes like just rubbish. And Fanta no sugar's not any good either. That doesn't taste right. But no, if I'm going to ruin my body with sugar, I'm going to do it properly. But I'm in relatively good health, surprisingly, given the amount of bad food I do eat. My body has developed a natural immunity to it until probably just fall apart one day. As 1300 Seeker is now under attack. What is going to happen in this match? There's Elemental Hero Lady Heat's effect. As admittedly, I did see the time code. Is there a twist to happen in this match? Seeker throws down a face-down defense. And to the end phase, turn change, Reinforcement of the Army. It's a good card, Reinforcement of the Army. It's with a warrior deck. Works well in an elemental hero deck as well, because most of them are warriors. Activates. Oh, Elemental Hero Mariner. That was a very handy card in the last duel. So if that attacks Seeker directly, that'll take off 1400, which will leave him with 2700. Then Blade Edge could attack, get rid of that defense, do some life point damage, and then maybe Elemental Hero Lady Heat might be able to finish the job. What's... Oh, no, Jaden doesn't have any face-down spell or trap cards. Uh-oh. 2000 on Sangan. 2 direct attacks will do it. 13 and 14, it's more than 2100. He pulls an Exodia piece. He's got it. Damn. Jaden was within an inch. Even if Elemental Hero Mariner got its direct attack, it still wouldn't have done enough damage. But, oh boy, Jaden as close as you can possibly get. Seeker pulls Exodia. With the effect of Sangan, it wouldn't have even mattered. Seeker could have just attacked with Sangan. If he really wanted to, he could have ended that a turn early. Seeker took a risk. A little bit of a bluff, a little bit of a... Seeker and Jaden, there's one more match to go. And admittedly, everybody, I am looking at the time code. It's a 20-minute marathon. So, does Jaden get the win, or does Seeker draw Exodia? It's the only way Seeker can win, really, unless he pulls Monster Reborn and pulls back one of Jaden's good elemental heroes or something. If I got a... Oops. Now, I know that I have got a few Final Fantasy fans in, and because of the nature of Seeker's boring-ass matches, I am going to read you now the prologue of Final Fantasy VI, which I have on disc on PS1. I do also have it on PC as well. But to be honest, I'm always playing Final Fantasy either on the PS5 or the PC, because while the PS1 is true to my heart as well, I cannot speed the game up 3 or 4 times faster and just plow through the game. I don't know if I'll ever be able to play the older Final Fantasy games at normal speed. Same with Pokemon Gen 1. Once you can speed those games up, you never look back. Like, a prologue of Final Fantasy VI, The War of the Magi. Many centuries have passed since the war. Civilizations have been rebuilt with iron, machines, and technology. For years, the Espers have existed only in ancient legends. Now an Esper has been discovered, and the forces of magic are beginning to return. The risk of another, more devastating war is about to surface. I've never finished Final Fantasy VI. I played the first couple of towns in it. It's on the to-do list. Contains Final Fantasy X playable demo disc. Oh, there you go. I have a Final Fantasy X demo disc, which will probably never be put into my PlayStation. I have Final Fantasy X on PS5, which you can't actually speed that one up. You can speed up Final Fantasy 12, but not 10. Speaking of, I don't know why this just popped in my head. Who watched Monday Night Raw today? First episode on Netflix. NXT's on tomorrow as well. Man, that first episode of Raw. Okay, look, I'm just gonna address the, I believe the saying is the elephant in the room. Hulk Hogan got absolutely crapped on by the fans, and look, I'll admit it's probably deserved. Hulk Hogan was there for one purpose, and it was not to benefit the show or the people in attendance. Hulk Hogan had gone there to promote his friggin' beer. That's all he went there for, bro. And everyone saw through him. But I felt bad for Jimmy Hart. But it was a good it was a good show though. It was a good it was a long one too. It was like 3 hours or something. But for those who haven't watched Raw, damn. All right, if for those who haven't watched that Raw episode and don't want any spoilers, block your ears or like turn the volume down or press mute or something. I'll give you a few seconds. If you don't want any WWE Raw spoilers from today, fair warning. Last few seconds. Put your fingers in your ears and scream really loud until you find your remote. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Spoilers incoming. I feel like that's enough warning. Rhea Ripley has regained the Women's Championship at long last, finally defeating Liv Morgan. And how good was Tiffany Stratton getting that one off Nia Jax as well? Ah, tremendous. I'm glad they made Tiffany Stratton champion after all those sort of like false cash-ins. Okay. But oh man, what a it was such a funny return for Hogan, man. He got booed out that building. But doesn't The Rock look good? Like, The Rock came in and he was on fire, dude. Like, alright, I'm gonna read the prologue from Final Fantasy VII. The original Final Fantasy VII. A struggle to determine the planet's future. In Midgar, a city controlled by the mega conglomerate. What a word. A city controlled by the mega conglomerate Shinra Inc. The #1 Mako reactor has been blown up by a rebel group, Avalanche. Avalanche was secretly formed to wage a rebellion against Shinra Inc., an organization which is absorbing Mako energy, destroying the natural resources of the planet. Cloud, a former member of Shinra's elite combat force, Soldier, was involved with the, I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube, might get demonetized, of the Mako reactor. Can Cloud and Avalanche protect the planet from the huge, formidable enemy, Shinra Inc.? Okay. And now, it's strange that I don't have the prologue of Final Fantasy VIII memorized. I've still got my original instruction booklet from that. It's, the cover of it's come off, but Final Fantasy VIII is one of my all-time classic games. I am watching this Duel as well now, but there is not a lot happening, man. Monster Reborn. What's Jaden going for? Actually, he might be going for Thunder Giant. Thunder Giant's effect can destroy monsters on the field when you discard the card. Might be handy. Or would he make something with Avian and or anything? No, he's gone for Thunder Giant. There's Elemental Hero Thunder Giant has come to the field. The effect of stumbling is activated Hero Blast. Target one Elemental Hero normal monster in your graveyard, add that target to hand, blah blah blah. Okay. The prologue of Final Fantasy VIII. At the forefront of a rising tide of violence brought on by Galbadia's war declaration is a seed cadet named Squall Leonhardt. Serious to a fault, Squall has earned himself the reputation of being a lone wolf. A chance encounter with the free-spirited Renoa Hartley, however, turns his universe upside down. Having thrived on discipline, Squall finds Renoa's carefree attitude fascinating. Yet there is no time to ponder these thoughts, for the job of dealing with the sorceress behind Galbadia's irrational hostility has fallen to Seed and Squall. Yes, the 17-year-old is put in charge of an entire school and leads the entire army into battle. A 17-year-old teenager. God, I love Final Fantasy and their plots. Come on, Jaden, beat Seeker. Get the feeling that Seeker maybe getting... Oh, he's only got 3 cards in hand. Jaden might still have a bit of time to get Seeker's life points down, mind you. I just leant over and I've grabbed Final Fantasy 9. Damn, man, this instruction book is almost like brand new. I bought them all at like a retro game shop and just never played them. Main characters. Where's the prologue in this one? Prologue story. Where is it? Character stats. It shouldn't be that far down. Bruh. There is no prologue story in Final Fantasy IX's instruction book. There's the main characters. I know literally nothing of Final Fantasy IX, if I'm being honest. Huh. I do not see a prologue story. It's on the back of it. It's promoting the Final Fantasy movie, the Spirits Within. That was a interesting movie. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't great. Immerse your senses. There is some games in the back of the book, which are Square Enix, or back then Squaresoft games. Vagrant Story, I think that's a G. Saga Frontier 2, Parasite Eve number 2, God Bless the Ring, Urges. Urges was Zell's ultimate weapon in Final Fantasy VIII. Front Mission 3, Chocobo Racing, and Final Fantasy VIII. Did anyone play any of those games that are advertised in the back of this manual for Final Fantasy IX? I cannot find a prologue story in this one. I don't think it has one. Which is silly. Okay, I don't know the backstory of Final Fantasy IX. I have played like the very, very start of it, but I never got into it. So, okay. No prologue story in Final Fantasy IX's instruction manual. It's a little bit unusual. Every other Final Fantasy game has one. Ugh. There is one for Final Fantasy X, I know that as well. I do have Final Fantasy X on disc as well. I have owned this since like probably 2002 or 3. And 23 years later? That's scary to think that Final Fantasy X is 23 years old. You think of Final Fantasy 23 years ago, and you think of like Final Fantasy 1, like in those graphics. No, 23 years ago was legitimately Final Fantasy X. Now, there is a prologue in here somewhere. Characters, Overdrive, Duelist. Is there no prologue in this one? I thought... No way. There's character descriptions. Is there no backstory prologue in the manual Final Fantasy X? Nah, this is Mandela Effect, bro. I know there was. Huh, alright. Oh, there's a little one here. It's in short. That's literally what it says in the manual. In short, Final Fantasy X follows the epic story of a summoner named Yuna and her quest to destroy Sin. You must guide to... For context, Sin is the name of the bad big beast thing that you got to kill in Final Fantasy X. You must guide the main character, Tidus, through the many events of the game. We introduce here the characters that accompany Yuna along her journey. Note that each character has a unique area of expertise. Review their strengths so you can use them to your advantage on the battlefield, or you could just stat max them all and make them all invincible like I did. I still have my save file from Final Fantasy X. It's like 322 hours or something I put into it, something ridiculous like that. There's Final Fantasy X Part 2, which I do also have on disc. And is there a prologue in this one I can read? Because Jaden just made a fusion, Elemental Hero Core. Bro, how is Seeker? Oh, he's still got 21 cards in his deck. He's got a whole field full of magic cards. It's just Seeker duels, man. They're not very interesting. Oh, this one's got a big story page. It's got like a whole page. Damn, and the text. Could they have printed the text any smaller? Did they not think that 23 years later my eyesight would have deteriorated and that I would be commentating the most boring duelist of all time in Seeker and would need to kill 20 minutes, so otherwise I'm sitting here saying, Seeker passed his turn again. Let's see what Jaden draws. Jaden can't really do anything right now. Let's see what Seeker has. Why isn't Jaden attacking? Oh, Stumbling's activating. Well, then again, it's not advantageous for Jaden to attack though, really, is it? Because if Seeker's got a Sangan on the field and he pulls the Exodia pieces, he'll win. He's got everything in defense mode, so it's stopping Sangan or Witch of the Black Forest from attacking. Though if Elemental Hero Lady Heat can stay on the field long enough... Sorry, I've gone quiet. I'm just looking at Jaden's hand. Elemental Hero Solid Soldier. That special summons when that's... You can special summon another Elemental Hero monster, can't you? So if Jaden can get 5 Elemental Heroes to the field... He throws down Elemental Hero Solid Soldier. Stumbling will put it in defense mode. So it's safe from Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest being able to destroy themselves. There are now 5 Elemental Hero monsters, and Seeker will have to draw Exodia in 6 turns. Okay, now it's getting interesting. Mind you, I don't want to sit here and watch for 6 turns. Story of Final Fantasy X. This is 10 Part 2's book, yes. Okay, the instruction booklet for Final Fantasy X Part 2 has the story of Final Fantasy X. How much time is left? Seeker sucks. There's 5 minutes. Oh, that's so my time code says. Elemental Hero Lady Heat takes off. You know, I could probably speed read it. You know what? I'll just commentate the rest of the match. It's not that much long to go. I'm sure everybody's got sick of me reading prologues and instruction manuals while we wait for Seeker to pass his turn again. He's just throwing cards to the grave. He's just waiting for Exodia, bro. Ooh! Hello, Elemental Hero Righteous Justice. That could sweep literally Seeker's entire field of spell and trap cards. I guess Jaden want to attack because that supply squad's on the field as well. Would allow Seeker to draw another card. Five cards are destroyed. Look at that. Jaden doesn't go in for the attack. He's got to be worried about Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest. At this stage, you would say that Seeker would have to have at least minimum 3, probably 4. Any Sangan or Witch of the Black Forest that gets destroyed from the field probably wins Seeker the match. So Jaden has to be very, very careful here. I mean, Jaden can just sit there and just wait for Elemental Hero Lady Heat to destroy everything. There we go. There's Skyscraper, which doesn't really do anything. Not for this match, anyway. It's been a long one. And, well, if there's anyone that needs help falling asleep, this match will do it for you. Seeker, man. He's a tactical player. He just sucks to commentate because he doesn't do anything. He just sits there and camps. Elemental Hero Lady. No, Elemental Hero Heat. Regular Heat as Seeker... Oh, he activated Jar of Greed. He drew another card. Seeker he's still got 12 cards in his deck. He will not be able... He's only going to be able to last one more turn. Jaden might win this using an effect. This has been very, very smart play from Jaden. I will admit that. It is very smart play. Don't destroy Witch of the Black Forest and Sangan. Let your effect monster whittle the life points down. I mean, Seeker could just be... Oh, no. Swords of Concealing Light. That'll keep all Jaden's monsters face down for at least 2 turns. Okay, that is not good news if you're on Jaden's side. I mean, there's still... In theory, Seeker's last Exodia piece could be the very last card in his deck. It could be. It could be the very bottom card. So Seeker might have to wait another 11 turns to actually draw that card. It's always possible that Seeker doesn't have Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest as well. In theory, Exodia and Sangan and Witch could be the bottom 3 cards on Seeker's deck. Or the last 5 cards, or the last 6 cards. You know, in theory. You know what I want? I want Netflix to put WCW and old ECW on their streaming service. I hope they do, because I actually want to... I started watching the late 80s WWF. I was going to watch some of the pay-per-views, and I was going to watch from the start of Monday Nitro, along with WWE and ECW, and I was going to watch them from I think 1992 or something is when WCW started. I was going to watch it from then on, all the way up until close of business for WCW and ECW. Watch them all chronologically. Take a little bit to get through, but I have watched the entire Attitude Era of WWF before. I did that a few years ago. Great viewing as well. The Attitude Era was wild, man. It must have been such a fun time. Unless you're a diva. Not gonna lie. If you're a female wrestler in the 90s, it probably wasn't the best environment to be in. But, alright, Jaden has flipped everything back up. And is that it? Is that it? That's it. Okay, Seeker doesn't draw Exodia in time. And Jaden picks up the win. It was tactical and brilliant. It just sucked to watch because it took ages and I had to find something to fill the dead air. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the backstories of Forbidden Memories, Duelist of the Roses, and a few of the old Final Fantasy games. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Like I did say as well, I have got Master Duel now. I'm going to start playing it and collecting the cards, and we'll all have fan duels very, very soon. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are in the world. Stay safe. Take care. Farewell.